Shit, I'm the best thing on here. Shit, I am the shit.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the ball. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that can end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the ads lead. When the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a peace, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of dodge for the evening. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the evening.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a... Cause when you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob, with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the ads lead. When the cop cars try to catch me, cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five, I'm the kingpin.
Man, good afternoon, everybody. Man, welcome to the basement of the sports recap, baby. Busy weekend of everything but the sport I really like. Well, I can't say that. Let me not say that, because I did watch the XFL football. I haven't really watched it before. It was really my first time. So I partake in that this weekend, and I want to give it credit. It was entertaining. It was very entertaining. You know, it had its moments. Of course, it's not the NFL. It doesn't really have the fanfare like the NFL does. But what it does have really celebrity coaches, man. I give them credit for that. Some guys I didn't realize was coaching, like Hines Ward, Rod Woodson, Bob Stoops. I mean, so, man, if you look in the football world between the college and NFL, man, those are some big names. Those are some big names. So, man, it was good. It was entertaining. Let me say that. It was very entertaining. It held my attention. Caught the tail end of the first game, because I guess the game came on like about 3:00, between 3:00 and 4. So I caught the second half of that. Didn't really see the whole game of that. But I caught the second half of that. But I did watch the 8:00 game on ESPN, so I got to see that. And the first one I was on CBS, so I got to watch a little bit of both games. Again, it was very entertaining. As far as the success rate on it, I don't know. This is not the first time the XFL had a stint in the football world. So we'll definitely see how it goes this time. Uh, to me, maybe they want to use it like as a farm league, like the Major League Baseball does, like what they do AAA baseball, or the NBA does with G League football and some of the overseas. They use them pretty much like as a farm league, of course, along with your college, uh, obviously. But hey, you know, use them as a farm league as far as on a pro level, and just see what they can do. Definitely see what they can do. So it again, it was entertaining. It was something to watch. It it gave you it scratched that football bug that that I'm going to be missing from the NFL at least until April. You know what I'm saying? I mean, April we're gonna have the draft. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be cool. My team's got the first pick of the draft. We're more than likely gonna trade down, trying to make some wheels and deals. But as far as legit football, no, it's not the same as NFL. But I tell you what it reminds me of. If any of you guys ever went to arena football game, um, I used to go to them all the time. They used to have them down. Well, you used to have Arena Football League team, Arena Two. I think it's what it ended up being, Arena Two football. Um, and that was good. It was entertaining. It was a lot of high scoring. Like a 60-yard field, damn near. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit as far as the hash marks. They was a lot less. The width of the field was a lot, probably about around from sideline to sideline. It's probably about a 5 to 6 foot difference. So you know how that goes. But it was crazy to see that go down like that. But that's what it reminds you of Arena League football. That's pretty much what it is. Um, Again, I found it to be entertaining. Will I watch it next week? Yes, I will. But as far as is it going to draw my interest like the NFL? Nah, it won't even come close. So, um, what else was going on, man? Hey, the NBA All-Star game. I don't know about that, but look, unfortunately, I'm not going to have a show Wednesday. So I can kind of talk about that. I can kind of go off the cuff of sports. Unfortunately, I won't have a show Wednesday because my son has a playoffs this week, and it starts tomorrow. So won't have a show Wednesday, unfortunately. And as far as the week after, I don't know yet. Depends on how they do. They win, they keep playing. If they lose, they done. So we're hoping to go far in the playoffs and make a serious run to state. But it all starts tomorrow, so they got to win. So, but I didn't want to schedule a show because, again, I didn't want him. They end up winning, and I'm not gonna be able to do the show. That would be fair to my audience, be fair to you guys, all the subscribers who took the time out to subscribe and watch my show on a weekly basis. That wouldn't be fair to you, and I don't want to give you a lame duck product because it's not me. So if I can't give you 110%, then I'm just not going to do it. So, and my son's more important than this YouTube stuff, right? He's one of the main reasons I do this, because I know there's more young men out there who needs a lesson to learn and may not have that father figure in their lives. So my whole premise of this YouTube is to teach and educate and help young men out. But in the process, hopefully some young ladies are able to catch a nugget or two. So that's my whole premise of this. But I'm also dedicated to him and his career because it's his last season, his senior year. So I want to make sure I'm at every game, every participate in everything he does, between prom enrollment at college, getting them in dorms, packing his stuff up down there in my truck, and doing whatever I got to do, because that's my obligation as a man, as a leader, as a father. So that's what I do. Um, but with saying that, Quinn, you're more than welcome. Came up, big brother. You come up, we could talk about it. Why you think I kind of went in on the chick yesterday? But nonetheless, it's kind of got me off. I might as well get off of the sport for a second here and just reveal my Funko Pops for the week. So, my Funko Pops of the week is the cast members of Sopranos. Now, Sopranos was a show that came on HBO during the early 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. But I was more of a Wire fan than more a Soprano fan. But I did watch The Sopranos, and it did have its moments for me. But I was more of a Wire fan. But hey, HBO was putting out some good shows at that time, so I watched them both and just gave them a chance. So it was all good. But yes, Funko Pops of the week are The Sopranos and the characters of The Sopranos. So I love it. I love it. But back to what I'm the one says Sopranos is my show. I know that's right. As far as the XFL, I don't know. I hope it's successful, because again, I wouldn't mind seeing the NFL use it as a farm league for these guys. Give some of these young guys, man, an opportunity to play on a pro level, and maybe even get an opportunity to get on a big stage of playing in the NFL. I don't know if that's going to be successful, because there's been numerous other leagues to try to do it, and they end up folding after a couple of years, a year or so. Arena football, I mean, I think really arena football is probably the only one I think really lasts maybe even longer than that USFL. Now, that was back a year ago. I don't know if it's still around or not, but at one time it was. I don't know if they still have it, but it wasn't successful. But now I give NFL Europe credit. That was good. That was entertaining. You got characters like He Hate Me, played in there for a little while, but he also played in that other XFL as well. I got the opportunity to meet the guy whose name, it was real name XFL at the time. It was one of their little niches. So, but I got to actually meet him. He was playing in the Arena Football League, and he played here in the city of Louisville. He went to Western Kentucky, is where he played his college ball at. So that's where I got the opportunity to meet the guy, and he was a cool guy, man. Cool guy, stand-up guy. But yeah, that was cool. So I did like the NFL Europe. I thought that was pretty decent. I hated it didn't last, but again, everything's about money. If you don't get the support, it's just not going to be there. So, which is NFL was kind of supporting them. I mean, they was pretty much doing like the NBA is doing the WNBA, just pretty much paying the whole thing. Coaches get opportunity to be head coaches there. I give them credit. They had a lot of minority coaches there. So I really wish that could have been around, gave a lot of black coaches opportunity to be head coaches. Somebody like Eric Bieniemy, who is now offensive coordinator at the Washington Commanders. Yeah. My man Eric Bieniemy, that would have been great for him to be a head coach there and maybe learn a little something. But he's took on the Washington coordinator job. So hey, good luck to him, man. I don't know if that was a good move, because I don't see Ron Rivera staying there long, man. I don't. I really don't. I hate that for him. Again, I think he should have took that job. What's going on, Brother Bolo? And Lonnie, hey, you should have got that Funko Pop. You should have made that purchase for yourself. Uh, I just think he shouldn't have took that job because again, I don't see Ron Rivera staying there at the Commanders long because it seemed like he's not been really doing a good enough job that he should have been doing. Um, but we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, so please don't hold my word is bond about some of them sports things, man. Because I strike out. I'm wrong and I'm right sometimes, but I've been wrong more than I've been right. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to stay. Are they going to keep him? He might get fired because I don't think Ron Rivera is doing a good enough job for Washington and what they're trying to do. So they're still trying to figure out their quarterback position. So he really has nothing there to fall back on. They do got a couple decent running backs. They got some good receivers. Now, what I think Washington probably needs to do, I don't know if they want to go to the veteran quarterback route. I mean, you got a couple of them out there. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of free agents, out there and opportunity options for them. But, I mean, do they want to go the veteran quarterback route? I don't know. We'll definitely see. I was looking at the free agency tracker. And, of course, got, we all know the big time quarterbacks, and that's the Derek Carrs, the Tom Brady's. Of course, he's retired, but he still had to be put on the free agent. Baker Mayfield, Jimmy Garoppolo, your Sam Darnold's, your Daniel Jones from the Giants. I mean, those are really I don't know. You maybe put Geno on there and Brissett, Jacob Brissett. I don't know. You can put them two as well as Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton. But other than those names I just list off, I don't see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lonnie, that was a deal. That was a good deal for 30. That was a good deal for 30 because the value on is 50. So, but I don't know if Washington wants to go the seasoned quarterback route, or they want to go and draft a rookie and maybe try to develop him due to the coaching situation. Again, I don't know if Ron Rivera's going to be there, and if he's not going to be there, why would he go out and try to get a rookie quarterback, try to develop for the next man? So I'm fatting the frogs for these other snakes. No, I'm not going to do that. So if I was him, I'd try to make a move on maybe Derek Carr, maybe make a trade for Aaron Rodgers, or maybe even make a splash with a deal with Lamar. More than likely, I think they're going to franchise tag that guy. I don't think they're going to be able to come up with a deal. But I could be wrong. But I don't know if they're going to come. I know that's right. I don't know if they're gonna make a contract deal for him because he's asking a lot, man. I like Lamar, but the style of play the ball, man, you're not gonna get a lot of years out of that, right? And then he's already been hurt. He missed a total 11 games in the last 3 years between the vid and just injuries. So who knows what's going on, Mr. Realistic Vibe? Who knows what's going to happen with the guy, man? I don't know, but he's worth taking a shot at. Damn, Tyler, what? He said he sucks. Well, you might have to come up here and explain yourself. Now look here, I'm gonna say this time about Lamar. To me, he can't read the defense good enough for me to have him as my quarterback. But I can't say he sucks because the man is good. The man is entertaining. The man's gonna fill up seats. The man's gonna sell tickets. He's gonna do all that. He He might even get you in the playoff. Now, as far as going from there, I don't see it. Winning you a Super Bowl, I don't see it. I just don't see it. But he's gonna get you to the playoffs. But 2023, Harbaugh can't just go to the playoff. He needs to, make some runs in the playoffs because he almost got fired before he got Lamar and he got in the playoffs. So who knows? She's hard on dude. Yeah, I mean, I know some guys that are, but again, he's entertaining. He's a good player. I don't know, but look, speaking of devil, welcome to the show, Mr. How you
I don't
doing?
like him.
Now,
I've
Ty, you know it's your
never-
first time up, right? You know it's your first time in the basement.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So with just being the first time, I have to ask you, what is your guilty pleasure song? What is that song you like to go to and let's do? But to be embarrassed if your family knew you was banging it out on this song.
I'm glad OG Dad not home. Okay, hold on.
Oh Lord, is it that bad? Oh, is it bad? Pops might have to something to say about that song. Well, I need to know what the song is.
Little Kim Homie Licks.
Well, Ty, that was a good song. I'm gonna get you up out of here. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. You keep talking.
Oh my God.
Oh well, I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna get you off your subject. We please don't name another song because we don't know what that next song gonna be. Why you say Lamar sucks, Ty?
Okay. Well, it's sort of like what you were saying earlier, because like, me and my dad, we not Ravens fans anyway. So like they need to get rid of Harbaugh. Like, he like sucks. Okay. He needs to go too. But I think that he takes too many chances. And so I just like you were saying earlier, he's gonna get beat up, so he's not gonna last long.
Yeah.
He's not gonna last long at all. And all that money that he's asking for, child, you is not worth that. I don't think he's worth that.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes when I'm watching the game, and I had to get like King and Dad to explain to me, it's like like he's not reading the plays right, or the players not reading him right. It's like everybody's like off. So it's some type of miscommunication there. So I think they need to get rid of you. Quentin, don't cough for me, okay?
Yeah, she is. But look, she talked about the Ravens, but she really a Saints fan. I don't know why she doing this. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I am a Saints fan. However, I do like the Steelers too. I am a Steelers fan too. So anything that has black, yellow, and gold in it, I'm for it. Okay. But yeah, that's the only reason why I don't like. And like, they hype him up so much. Like, here when I'm listening to the sports channels, like, oh, he's the best quarterback Baltimore had. He's the greatest of all time. I was like, what? What are y'all talking about? Greatest of all time, really? For Baltimore? Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you think they're gonna keep or replace?
I wouldn't be surprised they trading. I really wouldn't, because I seen the way they've done quarterbacks previously, you know, and so I wouldn't be surprised that they take a chance on just going and drafting one and going from there. But I don't know, with this, they got a new offensive coordinator, so got rid of Greg Roman. So I think what's going to end up happening, I think they're going to end up franchise tagging him. They're going to get 1 year under this new offensive coordinator, see how he does, and go from there. Now if that's the case, and if that's what they do, they need to draft him a receiver.
Yeah, they definitely need a receiver.
So regardless of who's going to be the quarterback,
yeah,
what if it's going to be Lamar or another guy? He's still going to need a receiver to throw to. I mean, Bates is okay. I like Andrews, but he needs a guy, a big time receiver. And unfortunately, they didn't take a chance last year and get when you had Adams and AJ Brown as viable options. They didn't go try to get them. Hopkins was he was probably would have been available to trade. They didn't try to go get him. So,
and anyone you think this be a good fit right now if they trade?
Hopkins, I think he would definitely be a good upgrade because he's a 6'4", 6'3" receiver. He's been in the league almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So he knows how to play. He knows how to get open. He's a hell of a receiver. I seen him catch some difficult balls because he played with a lot of bad quarterbacks when he was in Houston. And then he's been doing pretty decent at Arizona when he did get to play. So I think that would be an option for him. But I would still, if I was them, if they don't go that route, I would definitely try to make a run at Devontae Adams. I mean, I don't know how serious he is trying to get out of Oakland now. Vegas, out of Vegas now that Derek Carr is gone. Who knows? I definitely would put some feelers out there for him. Maybe Keenan Allen from the Chargers. I know he's a little more older.
How did he do this year? Last season?
He didn't do too bad. He had a pretty decent year. I mean, especially
I don't think he'd be a good fit for Baltimore, though. Do you think? I don't think so. Not for Baltimore.
Baltimore just need a good warm body, though.
Yeah, he need to go to New Orleans. That's where he need to go.
Who? Who? You want Lamar to go to New Orleans?
Yeah.
Now the truth comes out. You don't think Lamar said you just want his ass in New Orleans?
Y'all sent him to New Orleans.
What that? Hey, boy, we done got to the root of the evil. I just want Lamar to go to New Orleans. Okay, now we know what's going on. He go to New Orleans. He got a couple good receivers. Got a good running back. Decent little defense.
He'll last. I give him 2 years there. Yeah,
now in 2 years ain't gonna happen.
He ain't gonna stay. He ain't gonna stay not no long time like Drew Brees or something like that. He be like 1 year and that's it.
Well, look here. I think if he does get traded, whatever team's gonna get traded to, they're gonna sign him to a long-term contract, right?
Yeah.
So if he does get traded to New Orleans, I mean,
he gonna get beat up. He ain't gonna be last long.
Well, look, y'all division wide open.
That defense is stuck. I don't know what's going on with them.
But the NFC's wide open.
Yeah,
NFC's wide open. I mean, there's really no viable quarterback. Nobody there got a quarterback. Once Tom Brady left, no team had a good quarterback.
It's
Saints
like
needs a quarterback. Carolina needs a quarterback. Tampa needs a quarterback. So Atlanta, I don't know about them, but they don't have a good quarterback. They got a rookie or whatever rookie last year. I don't know if he's going good enough to really play, but we'll see. Everybody needs a quarterback.
Do you think this well, since you're saying it's like, okay, well, now the draft is going to be wide open when it comes to quarterbacks.
Yes, it is. And if you look in the draft, there's 4 quarterbacks they rank in the top 5.
I know, I saw it.
So my team is first overall pick. We are willing to trade down in order to help New Orleans out. But they got to come with a good deal. They got to you got to sweeten the pot now. You can't just come with some old lame ass deal and don't think we're gonna get over on us now. We're not gonna do that.
A lifetime supply of gumbo.
Well, that ain't gonna cut. First of all, it won't do us no good in Chicago. It freeze.
That's what you the gumbo tastes better the next day.
Oh, okay. They can leave it outside and be frozen. They ain't got to take it inside at all. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What is it?
It says Trace.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting on what happens with Lamar. Again, I think more likely they'll franchise tag him. But if I was a team, I would still trade. I still trade. Even though he's franchise tagging, it might cost him 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
He might be worth it for some team that's that close. They just need a good quarterback.
How about they need to trade the coach? How about that?
Oh damn! Well, you know what I mean. Matter of fact, we're gonna send Harbaugh to New Orleans too.
No,
package deal. You gonna get a quarterback and a coach.
Keep that up north. Don't want that. No Harbaugh. No. I'd rather Peyton Manning do it.
You'll get Peyton Manning the job.
No, I'd rather Peyton Manning take that job than Harbaugh.
Damn.
No.
But you know that's where he's from originally, so why not?
Yeah. So he be nice and comfortable. Harbaugh, he be sweating bullets and stuff like he about to pass out.
And in about 3 to 4 years, he could have his nephew playing quarterback for him.
See, that's what I'm saying.
We got this all worked out, Ty.
All in the family. Let me go send this email real quick.
Send the email to the NFL to Peyton.
I'm going to send an email to the New Orleans front office.
That's
My friends still work there. Yeah, I'm gonna send this email right now.
So, hey, y'all need to make some moves to make this happen. It's coming.
I'm gonna send this email.
I'm ready to get on the Peyton Manning
train. In their ear. Courtesy of the basement.
Coach Peyton Manning. That's gonna be Coach. Get my Coach Peyton Manning shirts ready.
Yes, I think the Mannings should do the coaching in the very near future.
That's right. Well, he got his brother Eli. He could be the quarterback coach.
Exactly.
See, Manning could be the head coach.
Keeping it all in the family. Yeah. All types of ancestral stuff going on.
Oh my God. Was it all type of nepotism?
Football.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Nepotism, I encourage nepotism. Because I'm telling you, when we hit, I want all our people, all our family members to get jobs.
Yeah.
You got a job because you kinfolk. Okay, whatever.
That's how I be though, you know. Who you know and who you sleeping with.
Oh shit.
Yes, I am rare, darling. Yes.
I know that's right. What you been up to, babe? You good?
Nothing. Just preparing for tomorrow. I got to go. Dusto wanted me to be on the panel on Black Man's Unfiltered channel.
So y'all is that a pre-recorded show y'all doing?
No. This is a panel of women.
Oh, okay.
He's running the women's show tomorrow.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, it should be interesting. It should be interesting with Dusto.
He ain't never lying. Some gonna be some wigs talked about, or some heavyweight women talked about, all that good stuff.
I told him, I said it's Mardi Gras look. I might be drunk.
So you might be walking sideways in there.
Up for the floor. So you better watch what kind of questions you ask me.
You might get some more Lil' Kim questions.
Okay, like if I go on camera for a long time, don't come back.
You hit a couple shots.
Look, I'm gonna have my second live music playing in the background. Y'all let me be alone, boy. I'm like, you picked the wrong day to ask me to go on a panel.
So how long is Mardi Gras? Does it go about a week? Is that how long it goes?
Tomorrow is Fat Tuesday. Tomorrow's the last day.
Oh, okay.
So tomorrow is Mardi Gras day. That's where everything go down. Yeah.
Oh shit. Damn, boy, it's gonna be wild and loose down there, ain't it?
Yep, I done got my booth on.
I can't fool with y'all. I'm just gonna sit back and watch from a distance. That's all I'm gonna do.
I got my beads ready and everything. I'm
gonna live through y'all. I'm gonna live through y'all stories.
But I'm not there. I'm somewhere else.
I know, but
I'm
I
still
know
I'm
what you.
still look, I still got to celebrate. I still got to celebrate.
I got you. I got you.
I
Oh man,
do
that's
have
funny.
one question though
What's up?
for the football season.
Hmm.
Do you think that the Cowboys, the Cowgirls is
Damn.
do you think that they should do some moving around in their front office and on the team, because they've been sucking a long time now.
Well, you talking about my guide for nepotism. That's the Cowboys. They ain't moving no damn where in front office.
Yeah.
Jerry and his sons run that piece. He's the owner. He's a manager. He's a prayer person. All that. He runs all that. So
I think
ain't
that's the
nothing going on
problem.
in the
His
front
hands
office
is in too
now.
much.
Huh?
I think that's one of the problems. His hands is in too much.
This is true. It's been like that ever since Jimmy Johnson was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was ever since he bought the team in about 90, 89, 90.
Yeah, I remember that.
But as far as the coaches,
yeah,
I could see him making a change. Let me say this: if Mike McCarthy don't make it to the Super Bowl or to the NFC Championship game, he might be at the unemployment office that following Monday.
Yeah.
He may be at the unemployment office that following Monday.
I cannot.
Yeah, that's where he gonna be. He gonna be.
Crazy. Those severance package.
No, man, he gonna be filling out paperwork, trying to get unemployment. he might be down there trying to fill out paperwork to get a PPP loan.
Okay. Oh Lord.
But look, you know how it goes. They already fired the offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore. So next thing to go is the head coach. That's it. There's no other guys are fired. The defense looks decent. So to me, really, they got a viable head coach on the bench. And Smith. He used to coach the defense at the Seattle, as well as used to be the head coach at the Atlanta Falcons. So I think he's a decent coach. I think he's a pretty good coach. So he may be the next man up. He already had a couple interviews last year for a couple of head coaching jobs. So it's obvious, they still respect his name and his and the way he does things as far as the Cowboys defense. So I wouldn't be surprised. Let me say this: don't be surprised they don't fire him midstream in the middle of the season. Probably about week 7 or week 8, they won't fire him, and they'll make my man Smith the interim head coach, and maybe depending on how he does, he might be the permanent head coach. It's gonna be interesting how that goes, man. But they gotta win. They gotta win. They can't.
They do.
Jerry's not gonna keep accepting this losing. Everybody else around him getting better. The Chiefs getting better. Saying you got the Philadelphia Eagles out there looking good. They look to win that division again.
I cannot.
That's your buddy Simon. So everybody around them getting better, but they getting worse.
Right.
They not gonna go for that, man. They got too much money invested in some of these salaries there. To me, they need to make a move with Ezekiel, because they got that little young boy, Tony. What's his last name? Dang, man, Pollard. He's a burst of energy. He fires out of that backfield. He runs hard. When he was healthy, man, he was leading rusher of the team. And I think he still ended the season as the lead rusher of the team, because Zeke ain't really doing it. Zeke looked like a fullback playing running back. That's what he looks like.
That's what my dad said.
I mean, he's not. Zeke, the first 4 years of Zeke's career, man, he was a beast. Them next 4, man, he looked like a John Riggins out there without running nobody over. So I don't know, man. they're gonna have to make some changes. They definitely gonna have to make some changes.
Yeah, because
And I don't know. I don't know.
what they're doing.
But they got the talent.
Yeah, they
So
do.
that's no excuse. They got the receiver. They got an all right quarterback.
So do
I don't know.
you think maybe okay? So it may be just you have young players on the team, but you don't have a viable big brothers, so to speak, to kind of cultivate them to make them become better players.
I don't think Mike McCarthy's a good coach.
Mm.
That's just my opinion about that. I just don't think he's a good coach. I don't think to me, when he was at Green Bay, he lived off the back of Aaron Rodgers. He benefited off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a hell of a quarterback and was able to drag his team to the playoffs. One of their worst years was the year they won the Super Bowl. So it wasn't like they was 14-2 or something like that. No, it was like I think it was like ended up being like 12-4, 11-5, something like that. But they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So I don't think he's that good of a coach. I think they made a mistake by hiring him as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
But again, whoever's going to be there as a head coach is going to pretty much be a puppet, because Jerry's going to have his hand up your ass and controlling everything you do. You're not going to have no say so until Jerry
micromanages this. Micromanage everything, and
big time, and
until
until
not
Jerry
understanding that's the problem that they're having.
Well, until Jerry steps down, stands down and kind of allow the coaches to do their job, it's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard to really bring a coach that I think could help win a Super Bowl there again. But what coach of that right man going to want this man to control everything he does? Nobody. So
that
got
team
this brother in the back, my man Ray Midnight. I'm gonna go and bring him up. He a first time to the show.
That team is cursed. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you say he's cursed? Okay, he's cursed.
It is cursed.
What's going on? What's going on, brother Ray? How you doing, big brother? You good tonight?
Hey.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all. Hey, Red Lipstick. Hey, Hank the Face. Big Hank. What up?
You good, big brother? You good?
I'm going to step down. I gotta cook some cornbread for Dad.
Go do what you got to do, baby.
All right, guys.
All right.
Hank,
well, man, Ray, it's first time to the basement, ain't it? So I'm gonna have to ask you the same question tonight.
What's up?
What is your guilty pleasure song, big brother? What is that song you like to go to, listen to? But you be lightweight embarrassed if your family knew you was jamming out to it.
Spandau Ballet True. That's the guilty pleasure song, even though it's kind of soulful because he brings up Marvin Gaye in the song. You know what I'm saying? But and Bryan Adams. Anything Bryan Adams. Mostly the ballads of Bryan Adams. Those are my guilty pleasures. A lot of soft rock are my guilty pleasure songs, So
I can dig it, brother.
Blue Eyes Gold, but
I you say that, and that was my era of music, was that the 80s, and you used to watch MTV, and they really didn't have a lot of black videos, and the only black video you had on there was Thriller and Michael Jackson. But I had to listen to a lot of Wham,
Careless
Whisper.
Yep.
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins, yep. That's right.
Who else was that? I can't remember the name of the artist, but it's.
Are we gonna call Hall and
It used to be like I tell you, I can't tell you how to describe it. It used to be like a drawing, and it was in black and white. Take on Me is the name of the song.
Aha.
I can't think of the name of the artist though.
Name is Aha.
Okay. So I remember seeing that video, and another one was We Built This City on Rock and Roll.
That's
I remember seeing that video on
something Starship. The Starship something.
That was my era. So one of my best friends was of the Cuban descent, and his mama was mixed with white and Cuban, and so she would listen to that soft rock music, and so that's what we would play and listen to.
the George Michael and Wham, the slow ballads, the smooth ballads.
Yeah. All that.
Yes. But Michael,
but big brother, we was talking about Dallas. Now, you a Dallas fan?
I'm a Seahawks and Cleveland Browns fan, but I know what's going on. I overheard y'all talking about it, and I agree with you, Hank. Mike McCarthy's probably not the good fit for them, but I don't see him hiring. What he should have did was bring that the black coach from the Chiefs, the offensive coordinator, that ended up getting snatched up by the Commanders.
You talking about Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, he should have a head coaching job, but we know how the politics of the NFL goes about hiring black coaches fully. So he should have been right along with the other cat that got the job for the Texans. You get what I'm saying? I think from the Niners. I forgot the cat.
You talking about Ryan, DeMeco Ryan.
Yeah, DeMeco. Congrats to him. And that's a big task for him going to Houston and taking on that organization. So, but he could change the culture. But for what they did for KC these last few years in the Niners, you would think that Jerry would be running after him. But you know how he feels. His politics. He's kind of sketchy when it comes to black head coaches. I don't even know if he ever had a black head coach before. So.
No.
Exactly. So there you go. But this is the time that you would think that he would snap. It'd be the time. But I say if Mike McCarthy if he goes like 1-4 or 2-4, he's out the door. I don't even think he's gonna last the full season. I just don't.
I said that. I said if he gets about 8 games, maybe even their bye week. I don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah.
But if he make it, I'll be surprised he won't make it past the bye week.
I just don't.
I would be surprised. And then they like, hey man, this ain't working.
It ain't no room for error, on the Cowboys coach. Yeah. It ain't no room for error on that as a coach. That what I'm saying, it's just gonna be tough though. But Mike McCarthy, he just doesn't seem like they tapping into him like that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if Eric Bieniemy go over and tap in with CeeDee Lamb, but they just gotta get the right coaching that really, really fits their squad. Because they got a younger squad, they gotta get a player coach. Like it's been moving.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's going to definitely be an interesting off season because. Again, there's a lot of jobs there's going to be available, or that's really available now. Yeah, and a lot of that whole NFC South, nobody has a quarterback, man, of any validity. Nobody. Atlanta is working with a rookie, going to be a second year. I don't know how good he is. Now that guy is from the Louisville area. He went to a local high school here, and he played at Cincinnati.
Right.
And it's funny how the story went. Let me tell you real fast.
Okay.
So, kid from Louisville, local kid here.
Okay.
In the 502 area. He played at a Catholic high school called St. X High School, right?
Okay.
And the reason how Cincinnati even knew of him is because they played in a football tournament up in Cincinnati. And there was a school called Cincinnati Moeller.
Okay.
High school. So they played him and they ended up winning that game.
Right.
And the Cincinnati coach ended up seeing him. So, but didn't offer him a scholarship at that time, right? Brought him up for a visit. The opportunity never transpired. Hey Simon, if you can put yourself on camera and wave a little bit so I can see it's you.
Yeah, gotta know you real. No fun stuff on this show.
So, with that being said, he was.
My chaser juice.
What's going on, my brother Jay? With that being said, he was at the Derby. He was at the Derby race.
Okay.
And it was Friday. He was at the Derby race Friday, and the coach from Cincinnati told him wanted him to come up there, and it was not actual Derby day. It was Oaks the day before the Derby big race. So he had tickets for both the whole weekend, right? He's supposed to went to the Oaks that Friday and the big Derby race on Saturday.
Right.
Guess what? He had suit and everything. He was fitted, suited and booted. He said he's ready. He had pictures and everything. He was on his social media.
Okay.
He ended up costing himself. I think the tickets was like $200 or $300, right? He had like a $300-$400 fit. Couple events he's supposed to do. Didn't do none of those things.
Right.
They wanted him to come up there to give him a look on campus, a visit, work out, and see what happens. And if you get a scholarship, cool. If not, then all
Right.
that. That boy ended up going up there performing, getting a scholarship offer right on site. So congratulations to that boy, man. That boy made some sacrifices. Again, them Derby tickets are not cheap. And where they said he was sitting, it wasn't cheap. It was like a $300 ticket. And
So
that's
you
not
mean like
he had and the other events he was supposed to participate in.
so this is like Kentucky Derby, or this is like a special kind of thing? Okay.
No. It was Kentucky Derby.
Oh, okay. Which is okay.
So that's our big thing down here in Louisville, Kentucky, is Kentucky Derby. So
oh yeah, absolutely. I know Kentucky's pretty close to Ohio, so there's a lot of I'm from Cleveland, so I do know that.
Okay.
So, but
yeah,
hey,
that's how it always happened. But I don't know how he's gonna be as far as NFL wise. I mean, when I see him in a couple games, he didn't look too good. He looked a little questionable, looked a little sketchy. So, but again, it was his first year, so who knows? But you got a whole league of those guys with no quarterback. Tom Brady retired. Tampa Bay needs a quarterback. The Saints need a quarterback. Carolina needs a quarterback. Atlanta up in there still, we don't know. But they could possibly need a quarterback. You got a whole division right there. That's 4 quarterbacks possible.
we still don't know where Aaron Rodgers is gonna go.
No, we don't. But he's not get traded because he's not a free agent.
Yeah, they talking like he might go to the Jets, but I don't think he really want to do the Jets stuff. You know what I'm saying?
He sound like somebody we know, ain't it? Oh, Brett Favre did the same thing, didn't he?
Yeah, but see, Aaron he want to go out with a bang. He want to try to pull a Tom to probably get one more. So he's probably, I don't know what team that can really, other than the Raiders. You know what I mean? They could really use him with Devontae. Other than that.
But hey, look, I list off 4 teams in NFC South that could use him.
But would he want to go there though? That's what I'm saying. Will he want to go there? Is it a team where he got some versatile that he's gonna be able to fling it to? He's trying to win right now. He ain't trying to go to no losing team.
Well, I'll tell you this: New Orleans got 2 good receivers, and Michael Thomas and Chris Olivier.
Yeah.
Plus they got Cameron.
That's right.
Kamari. I'm sorry. Tampa Bay still got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You know what I'm saying? They got that young running back. I don't know his name. Mm-hmm. He looks good. So you got 2 teams right there. Atlanta, they got, again, their running back they got is young. He was a rookie. The tight end still, Cal Pitts is still young. And they got a London as one of the receivers. So I mean they got a lot of young players in those. Now Carolina is going to be the question mark. Carolina doesn't have all that. Carolina has nothing. Yeah. So I don't see Carolina.
Those teams you named, Hank, are probably better off drafting than to try to go get an Aaron. Because again, the Jets are competitive. The Jets are shown that they can compete. They're just missing probably a quarterback or something, right? So they're probably the other young team that can really, we need a right now QB. But those other teams you named is probably going to go in real rebuild mode and depend on the draft because they're not in the winning. They're not like we need to win right now. They're more like, okay, let's trade for some picks, some compensation and stuff like that. So I personally think as a Seahawks fan that we shouldn't keep Geno. But the majority of Seattle fans, to see how he did this year, they want to keep him. I think we should draft the Ohio State Stroud. You get what I'm saying with the third pick, because we got the third pick.
Y'all got what pick?
The third from the Russell Wilson trade. So that turned out to be a third pick. Nobody thought it was, because remember, everybody thought that Russell was going to come in and do the thing. So we thought we was going to get like a
y'all got the third pick? I don't think y'all got the third pick, brother.
Third or fourth. Just third or fourth. Third or fourth. Because remember,
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it
up because look at the way their season. They had a losing season. So regardless, whatever how their season turned out was going to be better for our draft pick. We're in the top 5 at the minimum for a pick. With the mock draft, it has Stroud as us picking Stroud from Ohio State as a QB. Now going forward, what you see? What you got?
It's got Arizona. Now hold on. This is let me actually look up the actual draft before the trade.
Yeah. Look at the actual draft order, because I know we're at least top 5. You know, Arizona's horrible, more horrible than Denver. So, but ultimately, but our problem with Seattle though, Seattle needs a better. We need a better.
No. Arizona has number 3.
Okay, what we got? What does Seattle say?
Seattle's got 5.
Okay, yeah, top 5. So that was supposed to be nowhere near that. But just how terrible the Broncos did. Arizona got that because they just played bad. You know they wasn't going nowhere. We're gonna play for the draft. But
yeah, so y'all got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, from that Broncos trade. You know what I mean? From the Russell trade.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what they could possibly do. They could probably talk to Chicago.
Oh, for trade?
If they don't trade, there's no way they're gonna get CJ Stroud.
Well, no, that was when we had 3. That was before, Stroud probably gonna get picked before 5 now. Now that you say 5, Stroud gonna be gone.
Stroud could probably get picked at 4. If things hold where it is now. Because
who got one?
Quarterback. The coach gonna pick a quarterback, right?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
And I don't know. Arizona may trade out of that 3.
Yeah, Arizona, yeah.
Because you got the Vegas Raiders need a quarterback. Seattle also need a quarterback. Carolina needs a quarterback. I think the Titans need a quarterback.
Stroud is gone before 4 or 5.
Who's that?
CJ Stroud from Ohio State. He gone before.
Oh yeah, to me he's the second best quarterback.
Right, so he gone quick. But for really, we still do know. You know what I'm saying? We could roll with Geno, but we just still need help with that defense. If we get it back to that Legion of Boom, at least close to that, what we did this year with the young defense we had, nobody anticipated that. Nobody thought we was at the rock bottom of the rankings before the season started, because everybody thought after that Russell shit, they thought we was rebuilding. But so nobody thought.
You think they're gonna get a quarterback? You done with Geno, right? You done with Geno?
I think it would be wise that they get a quarterback, because Geno's a little bit older. They have to start investing in a more quarterback agile. Or look, go after Jackson and Ray in Baltimore. Go get him, because that's the way the league is going. The league is going to go the way Mahomes is going, which is the more elusive quarterback. Younger Russell, that's how young Russ was. That's what Denver wants. They want Russ to get back to how Mahomes is, how he was. The elusive, right, freestyling quarterback. You get what I'm saying? The Spartan, So that's how the league is going to go. They're going to want Stroud to come in like that, like Jackson, like Hurts. You get what I'm saying? That's the way the league is going. So you got to have a quarterback that can fling it, Vic style, and be elusive like Mahomes. So I mean, they have to go for a quarterback like that. Otherwise, we need help up front. We're terrible up front this year. We had no rush game, no defensive up front rush game at all until the Bruce Irvin came back, and that was all we got. We don't got no playmakers. We let Bobby Wagner go, which was a mistake. You get what I'm saying? We should have kept somebody franchise off the squad that he was a leader. So we still love Bobby Wagner in Seattle big time. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like Cleveland loves Kevin Love, even though he's been bought out. You get what I mean? So we need a playmaker up front like we have playmakers in the back. You know what I'm saying? For defense, for offense, we're fine. Offense, we're fine. But the defense up front, that line, we need a lot of help. We need help. If we
Simon, what you got, brother? What's up with you, Simon? You good tonight?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. How are you, bro?
Man, I'm good, bro.
What's up, Ray? Never met you
what
before.
up, Simon?
Salute.
Salute.
I've just been listening.
So you trying to learn a little bit about the sports?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is I've never been the participant. I've always been like the observer. So that's why I posed the question, like, because there's been like a couple of people that's come over here and bought into teams. I think that's a really good investment, whether you sort of are into sports or not. But you need to understand what it is, right? So you can only learn from the best in terms of understanding maybe what the best investment may be. So that was the question. Is let me look back at the chat. What did I say?
Simon, are you into more of excuse, that's my son reacting to the game. But
No,
are you more into football and where you are to be able to give a report to what you think is going on as far as like Manchester United and stuff like that? Are you into soccer there, or are you more into the States over here of sports?
I'm more of a business person. I don't really.
Okay.
I'm not really into this or that.
Okay, right.
Thanks for bringing that back up. So yeah, if someone wants to invest in a team, what would you best advise? That's that, because
Okay.
I'm coming from that sort of standpoint.
Okay.
I was into sports when I was a young person, but
Okay.
and I encourage young people to get into sports because there's nothing better than it. I mean, it's just certain people that I know from drafting that certain people are just built like in a certain type of way.
Right.
So we can encourage it, and I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, I do know that there are people out here that we can't compete with as sports personalities, if you want to put it in that way. In the same way, there's personalities that are coming over here and they're investing in, I don't know if you call it soccer or football.
Soccer here, football there, yeah.
Yeah, so over here is football.
Right.
What's that guy that Ant-Man? I don't know. There's a couple of personalities that's come over here. They've invested in football.
Yes.
So obviously we're looking at things from two different dynamics, and it's profitable for both of us in different types of ways. So we could appreciate the sport. So let's say I was an investor and I was turning around, I was trying to invest in a sport. I don't want to go too high. I'm not trying to be Jay-Z. Right? So I want to get into something that I can invest in that involves the community. But you could give me some good leads and we could maybe build on that, and you could turn around to me and go, okay, you know, Simon, I can draft a couple of young'uns in maybe, and we can, you know, this could work over a couple of years and we can like build a chart. You get what I'm saying? What would be the first team that came to your, you know, thought process?
You go first. You the host, or unless you want somebody else to go.
Man, look, if it was me, I would look at the teams who has good attendance, who sells a lot of paraphernalia,
right?
Who has a draw every year, even though they're down, they still develop. They able to draw on a crowd. I would definitely invest money into them. That's what I would do, and any corporation that they're affiliated with. right? So like we can use the Cowboys as an example, right? Um, even though they don't have good seasons, they still have a lot of people out there. They still sell tickets. They would probably be somebody I would invest in. Not only that, they also would invest in the Pepsi because I believe they still have a contract with Pepsi. AT&T, they still have a contract with AT&T because their stadium is named after AT&T Cowboy Stadium. So I would definitely invest in those two things as well as the team. You know, whatever stock that you're able to buy or afford I would definitely buy a share. I wouldn't go too deep. You know, I
Right.
wouldn't say, man, I want 10 shares. Well, I don't know if you can afford 10 shares because I don't know how much it is a share. It could be $500 a share. Can you afford to spend $5,000? I don't know.
In the company,
You know your money. I don't. So I would definitely that would definitely be something like that. And I just wouldn't go with just football. I would do any sport. I mean, whatever sport. If it's NASCAR, I mean, shit, who cares? Soccer, baseball, basketball, whatever. I
Right.
would do that. So
Okay.
now, of course,
Okay.
I don't think college is eligible to invest in like that. I don't think it is, but if it is, I would invest in them too.
Right. I would say the way the game is working out with sports, it seems like in the States, soccer
I
has
hear that, Lonnie.
the soccer is becoming very big out here. So a lot of football players and celebrities are investing, or like Ink said, they're putting a share into most LeBron. I think LeBron owes a big. He has a big stock into an international soccer team. So it's actually, and it goes into what Hink's saying, because up here in Seattle, as far as the Major League Soccer team, they're probably, as far as the attendance, the crowd, the vibes, whether they win or lose, it's selling out. And due to the success that international players has came from London and beyond, from Manchester to Chelsea, to come play over here, and to all these other teams, the Atlantas, the LA teams, the big market teams, the big city market teams. But Seattle was the standard of that. They brought a lot of those teams here, and they've won their cups the last few years, to where now they're going to be part of a World Cup, say called T-Mobile Field, T-Mobile Park. So soccer, for me, if I had the money, I would be investing into probably one of the Major League Soccer teams in the States, because soccer is growing so big here. But here in Washington, the second thing, I would invest in the hockey team, because we're right next to Canada. We're right up the street from Canada. So hockey is a big thing in the Northwest. So I would invest in our newly acquired team, the Seattle Kraken, as well, because they're involved in the community as well, as far as being a new team that's only been around for a few years. So, but mainly that soccer teams, because it's the draw. You can go, you and Hank could get together, and we could just go to a soccer game and have a beer and just vibe, because the whole crowd is hyped. They got their own anthems. Everybody got their gear. They're waving their flags, supporting their team. It's just way different. It's a very mimicking, a very fun, positive mimic of how international soccer is. That's being brought here to the States in the last 5-10 years, and it grows every single year. So having Russell Wilson and Sierra invested into the Sounders, so it's a very, very good thing to put your money into, if you got like that, into one of these Major League Soccer teams. So for me, that's what I would invest
in. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, I find it interesting because moving forward, I wouldn't see that as anything less to invest in as Black people. Like I think that we've got to sort of look up. Jay-Z sort of provided that platform. So for me, I've been literally sort of analyzing I'm really bad at it though. Like, that's the thing. That's why I'm asking you guys what's going on. Like, you know, like when you want to invest in something, you know nothing about it, but you see that there's something in it. So it's like, you know, I've been literally trying to analyze stuff that I don't know nothing about, but at the same time, I can do something about it. But at first, I just want to get people's sort of responses, and I thought this is a great opportunity to do that. So I appreciate you guys. I don't know if you have any questions for me, but I know Hink does this on a regular. You do your sports thing on a regular, right?
Yes, sir. Every Monday at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Bro.
Yeah. So I don't want to keep intervening with the investment thing, but it is something I do watch your channel based on that. Like, I would say, because you know a lot about sports, so I'm like, oh, I'm looking at it. It's like, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I don't want to keep you too long. So peace out. Thank you, Hint, for having me on, man.
All right, Simon, be safe out here in these streets, man. And hey, make good investments. That's all I can tell you.
Good investment. That's right.
Thank you, Roy. Yeah. Please, thank you.
All right, brother. Take care of yourself. But
He didn't ask him his guilty pleasure song.
No, he's been up here before.
Oh, okay. He preached.
Okay. Yeah, he came up here before, played a little interference.
Oh, okay.
Nah, so all right, yeah. I just try to just doing something different, man. You know what I'm saying? You do something different. Trying to bring something a little different to your channel, man, than everybody else do. You know, you don't want to do the same thing, right?
That's why I like you and Ricky. Y'all do, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do a lot of things different that's, you know what I'm saying, out the box than the normal stuff that we absorb in the panel. So I love the sports stuff. I love the music stuff. I love the fun stuff as well as the serious stuff. It's good to have a good mix of all of them. So y'all all seem relatable to me. So that's why I rock with you guys. So Hink,
I definitely appreciate that, big brother.
Hink, what'd you think about the All-Star game?
Well, I was about to get on that before we got to start talking about God's sport again. And you know, we start talking about football. That trumps everything with me. But
right.
As far as the All-Star game,
from what you've seen,
man, to me, they just need to get rid of it, man.
Let
me say this. To me, the NFL, the Pro Bowl with the NFL, and the All-Star game with NBA, neither one of them is good to me, man. It's really not.
It's lost its luster, huh?
Yeah, it hasn't been good to me since early 2000.
Yeah.
So I understand they keep trying to tweak it and change it, flip it around. It's just not good, man. It's just not good. To me, if I was them, I would just do like an all-star, like a 3-on-3. Not even do 5-on-5. Yeah, 3-on-3, man. Like the Big Three does with Cube now.
They should do it outside. They should switch them and do it outside.
They could do something like that. And then do a live pickup. Everybody come there ready, dressed to play. I want him, and I want him. Let's go.
Right. No, I agree with you. I didn't watch the whole thing from beginning to end. Because now
I didn't watch it all. I didn't watch it all
because it's like the way they got it from YouTube now. You don't really got to watch the full game to know what happened anymore. You can just watch the highlights and cut off the ads and the commercials and just shot after shot from both sides. I don't like how it's not competitive. Like the coach from Denver said, I don't like how it's not competitive to what I grew up on. I get it's like Stephen A. said. I get it with football. They should have changed it because football is definitely more violent. Mm-hmm. And as an all-star Pro Bowler, you shouldn't have to get like that. Although people want to see why you're there. You get what I'm saying? So, but it's to entertain though. So I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I mostly agree with Stephen A. though. These places that they're having these next few All-Star games like Utah and the next year Indiana, they got man, you gotta bring it back to where it's lit at. You know what I'm saying? Florida, LA, Atlanta, or Vegas. Shoot, go to Jamaica. Y'all did international. Y'all finna start doing NBA Africa pretty soon. They finna start implementing something like that. So go to London, spruce it up a little bit. You have international. I would say China, but the politics, probably ain't gonna make that happen. But although China has a big investment, I'm sure, with the NBA and Major League Baseball, especially up here in Washington, where there's a big Asian market up here. But I just think that they have to spruce up the location. When we was growing up, All-Star games was the move, So we're still disappointed up here. A lot of people thought that we was going to get some kind of announcement that we was going to get our Sonics back somewhere along this weekend. None of that. You know what I'm saying? You got a G Leaguer that came in and dominated, even though I knew about Matt McClung. So it was a good selection. But, John Morant should have been in there. You know what I'm saying? He should have been in there. Vince did it. I mean, Stephen A. made some good points. All the greats did it. Even Zach LaVine did it. You know what I mean? So
hold on, don't put the Zach LaVine under the name of Grady.
Well, no, greats of the slam dunk. You know what I'm saying? He, not great. That participation. Well, no, he's from out here though. Gotta show him some love. He from out here.
I got you. But he played for my Bulls and he's trash.
Is that your team?
Yeah.
Bulls, listen, y'all got to worry about what's going on with Lonzo. They didn't put him on the back burner for the season. I just heard
he's been on the back burner his whole career, ain't he? Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
he stays hurt, man. He stay hurt.
He's a.
Damn.
I don't know. Do I dare say the best of your team has, from what we grew up on, is the best we're going to see from the Bulls, from the Jordan era, the Kukoc? You know what I'm saying? Is that just it?
Right now, it's it. Maybe the year of Derrick Rose and his MVP season when we, when we had Joakim Noah, Derrick Rose, and that
was a squad.
Oh man, them days are gone now. I'm not a big fan of Billy Donovan as an NBA coach. To me, he hasn't been successful. He probably just should have stayed in college where he was making his bones. But
yeah, for Florida, absolutely.
You got to test the water, so I understand.
Yeah, he has to. He's trying to pull a Nick Saban, but it's not. It's not really paying. Nick came in, tried to do the NFL thing. He was like, "Yeah, this ain't working." Went right on back.
It's not panning out for him. Not to me. So I know they gave him another year, so we at least stuck with him to 2025, unless we decide to make the right move and fire his ass.
I think if y'all, with the squad y'all have, I think if he comes off again with another losing, because I don't know if they're even planning to get in right now. So I don't think they're last. I think they're somewhere in the. I don't know where they are in the standings, but if they don't have more of a better season next year, he's probably gone early on. So NBA coaches get fired. They'll fire them quick, right on early. You get in 0-8, you gone.
I've been done with him. I've been done with him for about the first year. They said we're gonna get him. I said, so he didn't win at Oklahoma. So y'all gonna bring him over. Does that make sense to me? No, none at all.
Right, just going off his college resume. You know how that go, Big Ink.
Exactly. So, and to me, he's not looking good. So right now, as he speak, they sit at 11th spot at 26-33.
In the East.
17 games behind first. And they are 2 games for being in the play-in.
Okay, so due to the play-in, they still got the winning chance.
Yeah.
And on the East, whereas a lot of the players
but they will end up either playing the Celtics or the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. So it'll be short-lived unless they pull off a Denver Nugget upset like Denver did Seattle.
Oh God, he just
It's
had to
short-lived.
bring it up. Jeez, yeah, it's always possible. Yeah, but yeah, the way the Bulls is playing, they didn't
It's
make no
short-lived.
deals. They ain't make no deals for in the trade deadline. They was floating around, but I don't know why they ain't make no move.
I know you was talking about that NBA and locations. I wouldn't mind seeing the NBA taking like doing an All-Star game in teams that don't have NBA teams. Our possible destination for future NBA. So like here in Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, we've been pushing to try to get an NBA team here again. Well, not again. We never had an NBA team. We had an ABA team that should have been an NBA team. If we had to play that $1 million buy-in back in '75, we would have had an NBA team. But unfortunately, with the Kentucky Colonels never got that opportunity. So now we're trying to get an NBA team. So we've been pushing ever since probably the Vancouver Grizzlies before they came Memphis. We was in the running then. We was also in the running when Toronto also had the NBA team. We was in the running for them. But when the Grizzlies decided to move to Memphis, we was in the running. But I think they kept using up my city as a negotiating tool or place to threaten the team where we're gonna move to, but they really wasn't. They was trying to get more money. And I understand that's part of negotiations, right?
Right.
So I'm hoping we one day will have an NBA team.
So why do you think it's because Kentucky's what do you think is too small or what? Because y'all known as when everybody think of sports in Kentucky, we already know what to look for. There's two things we look for when you think of Kentucky when it comes to sports: the Derby and college. You know what I mean? That's the first thing we think about. College basketball, Kentucky.
True.
In my time, you know what I mean? So
still the same thing.
I mean, Louisville and regular.
Let's we got to add bourbon on there. We got to add bourbon. We the king capital of bourbon, baby. We make good bourbon down here.
Okay, bourbon. I mean, I'm sports. I said sports. No, we ain't talking about.
I know, but I just want to throw it in there.
Bourbon, yeah, we know about Kentucky bourbon. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky got a lot of.
As far as that, the thing about it, Louisville's arena is an NBA arena. Everything is set up like it's an NBA arena.
Is Pitino still there?
Huh?
Pitino still there?
No. He's been gone for a while.
That's right. Okay.
He's been gone for about damn near 5 years now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
But as far as everything has been set up as it is pretty much NBA setup. Now, one of the things that was holding us back was the guy you just named, Rick Pitino. Yeah. Rick Pitino wanted to be the big fish in the city, in the state. And you can't be when you got to share your arena with the NBA. So that's what hurt us on a lot of things, not only just NBA, but concerts, because the basketball team usually has 30 home games, right?
Yeah.
Out of 40 something games, most of the games were probably at home. And they would have damn near 40 days tied up. So they get the day of the game and the day after the game.
Oh, okay.
And the day before the game. So why do you need to tie up 3 days and you only gonna play on one day? So maybe you need to tie it up for the day before for practice and the day of the game. Why do you need to tie it up for the day after? Well, see that it conflicted with the scheduling. So now your good concerts are not coming here. Your good comedy shows are not coming here. Your good whatever shows you between
entertainment,
the truck convention, the Harlem Globetrotters, Disney on Ice, whatever. They're not. It's hard to get them scheduled on the weekend because the basketball team got it hemmed up from Friday to Sunday. So they get and they get every dollar they make, the university gets 80% of it. 80 cents to the dollar. So 20 cents goes to the arena, 80 cents goes to U of L. How does that work? That's a hell of a deal they made up.
So where you are, is it closer to more of Louisville or the actual Kentucky squad?
No,
Wow.
I'm close. I'm shit. I live 10 minutes from the campus.
Which one? I mean,
I'm sorry,
White?
University of Louisville. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So is that the team you rather go for or the other team?
No, I go for Kentucky.
Okay.
No, I go for Kentucky. That's my team.
Okay. Gotcha.
So no, I'm a Kentucky fan. So, but again, I still would like to see a NBA team here. Will it ever happen? I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen in my lifetime.
They don't even want to bring that. Look, they done Stern and Stern worked out something to where Seattle pissed him off so bad. I don't know what the fuck they did. I mean, the whole Starbucks owner, CEO should have had no business running that squad the way he gave them up to Oklahoma City. That's why most folks here would never go for the Thunder. And you heard Durant. I don't know if you caught some of the interviews from Durant. He doesn't claim Oklahoma like they claim the Sonics. You know what I'm saying? That's what drafted him. Right. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get a chance to see Westbrook. It hurts us to see how the Ibaka's and Hardens turned out because that was supposed to be here. You get what I'm saying? So, and we know it's a bigger market here in Seattle. That changed the whole cityscape here, the whole nightlife, everything when they took the whole team away. You know, it just, and the tickets wasn't even expensive either. So you could take a date out. What you gonna do? Let's go out there. You can go to the Sonics game. Man, that took a big piece. That's why Seahawks is, you know, and the Seahawks is so endearing because really we got the Mariners, but the Mariners ain't been good since the 90s, but they on their way back. You know, we got the All-Star game coming next summer. So it's on their way back. So you don't be surprised if you see the Mariners have a pretty good year as far as baseball. I don't get into baseball until playoff time because it's boring. But, you know what I'm saying? I still go for the hometown team. Cleveland Indians, Seattle Mariners. Cleveland Browns, Seattle Seahawks. Ohio State, Washington Huskies or Cougars. You know, you got Kentucky State, Kentucky. You know what I mean? So Cougars, Washington State, Huskies, you know. So I'm a hometown birthplace team. I don't go too far, you know, in the coast. So, okay, none of us make it. I might go for the Raiders because it's on the West. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But when it's Philly and Kansas City, it becomes, who do you like? You know? But there's two brothers on the field. So, for me, it's a win-win at the end of the day, you know. So, I'm a Doug Johnson and Vic and Randall Cunningham and Dante Culpepper, you know, and Steve McNair kind of guy. You know, they be forgetting about Steve. You know what I'm saying? They forget about Steve. He just had a birthday. So we're getting our props as far as quarterbacks, but we need to get them coaches in there that's shining like they did for Romeo Crennel when he did his thing, you know, and they let him just go on ahead and just coach wherever he wanted to coach. And Dennis Green, to me, I remember that because they don't let us in like that. So I hope my man succeeds in Houston, even though that's going to be a big task for him. But yeah, you know, and I'm happy for Mahomes. I'm happy for Jalen. I'm happy when all of us brothers succeed when the odds is against us. So, but they can't fight our talent. The talent is there, so you can't deny the talent. You know, so I love to see us succeed in sports. You know? I even want to see the women get paid more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a draw as well. I'm sure they can.
Yeah. I mean,
you can be a shareholder in anything, can't you, Hing? You can be a shareholder in anything, right? For most things.
Hey, it is as long as they a public company, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now with the I know with Green Bay, it's privately owned by the people, the residents of Green Bay.
Oh, okay.
So that's different. But as far as NFL teams, most of them are public. So the only thing you got to do is find out, get that information, and find out, see what you can invest into.
If they own that,
look, I would definitely do it. I'm not, you know, I would definitely do it. I think one of the good things what I do when I invest.
Okay.
I invest the stuff I like, right? I invest the stuff I spend money on. I invest it. So I invested in Amazon because I use Amazon. Damn near everything I use is Amazon. I invest into Disney because I got a granddaughter who loves everything Disney.
Okay.
And my son used a lot of the Disney Plus and all the things. I watch ESPN. I watch CBS. So, a lot of stuff that I did with around Disney about the mouse, right? Netflix. It's another thing I invest in because I'm into it. I'm a fan of Nike products, so I invest into Nike. So stuff that I like and I know I spend my money on, that's what I invest in. Those are just some of those small things I invest in. But now there's other stuff I do a lot more research where I see a lot more money being made and opportunities. I invest in those things too. But some of the things I like to just dib and dab in, just to not put a lot of money into it, but just a nice amount. You understand what I'm saying? That's just me though.
I'm learning to do stuff like that. I haven't really done it too much though, but reading about business and stocks.
What's up, young blood?
What up? Say hi. Oh, we're going somewhere then. Say hi.
He had to say hi. He got shot.
Oh, he want me to open his applesauce. He don't care about none of that. Get on about it.
No, that's right. He need his snack.
Right, get on about it. All right, so see you later. All right, get on about it. It's my young guy. But I want to. I'll be reading abbreviations and stuff like that, but I really haven't gotten into it like I should. You know what I mean? I would love to, but I get it though. You just gotta have patience. You just gotta have patience to get back in. It's a lottery pick though if you can get that company that's starting up and then they just rise up and then they become merged on and then it's like it feels like you won big time if you was already there from the bottom up, and they end up merging. Like if you was there at the bottom of T-Mobile and then they had, did they merge it with AT&T? That was a big come up for you. Is that am I accurate with that? You might be able to tell me more than that.
No, I mean, look, I always tell people, man, invest in what you like and what you're into, what you follow.
That's what they say too.
Because it makes it a lot easier. It's not. It doesn't feel like it's a chore for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you also got to make sure you also do your research. You definitely need to do that. I definitely encourage people to do that. Do your research. So, but I'm invested to the Bears, my football team, and unfortunately, I'm not making shit. But
is that a minor league?
Huh?
Is that a minor league team? Or what'd you say? What team?
No, the Chicago Bears.
Oh, the Bears. What did you say? They're still legendary.
Hey, we play like a minor league team sometimes. But you know something? I'm hoping that they do make this move to Arlington. I think it will be
to Texas?
No. In Illinois. They bought that they bought that old park out there, that old horse park out there.
Okay.
So they're talking about like putting $9.6 billion into it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping they do that because then I'm gonna make some money on that one. Now, even if they renovate Soldier Field, right?
Right.
It's still gonna be a profit. Because
so they're doing
it's gonna definitely bring out a different group of people. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna bring out a different group of people. So they talked about making it one with a retractable dome.
Like here. Yeah, we got one.
So that sounds good to me. Something like what Arizona has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the field's gonna be retractable too, but like they do have in that stadium where the Raiders, I mean not the Raiders, but the Rams and the Chargers play at.
Yeah.
I would like something like that. I don't know if that's part of that $6.6 $7 billion renovation for the Bears. I still want them to keep the columns because it's so legendary and so much history behind it.
Mhm.
I hope they keep the name because calling the Soldier Field. I hope they don't change that. So
in these days of sponsorship and advertising, that's probably.
I mean, it could, but some things, man, you just don't, you just don't touch. You know what I'm saying? Some things you just don't touch, and I hope that's one of the things that they don't do to something like that. I don't care what sponsor coming there. I hope they don't change the name from Soldier Field. But it could happen. It definitely could happen. We'll see.
So what are you saying?
I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to seeing the changes they're gonna make.
So what are you saying? Okay, so they are making changes. They are leaving.
Yeah, there's going to be a change regardless.
Okay.
Now, it's all about, is the change going to be to the current stadium or it's going to be to the new stadium they're going to have out there, it's, damn, I think it's probably about almost an hour away from Chicago. It's not like it's a close proximity where they're going to be at, but
so it's going to be
more likely they've been doing a good job. She's a terrible mayor. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave the politics alone. I regardless of what happens, I hope I'd rather renovate the current stadium and build that up and make the changes that, from what I've seen in the video, I was pleased. I would love to see that happen. Still keeping it in the downtown Chicago area. Upscale, upgrade, make the proper changes, and continue to grow the businesses around the downtown city. I would love to see that happen. That's what I want to see. I'd rather see that happen more so than the move out. Now I know the move out would opportunity to make more money.
So it would be more out in the outskirts of downtown.
Yes.
Okay.
Because what they're talking about moving out there, they talk about building up a whole lot of businesses out there. Just pretty much building around the stadium. All the businesses will be built around the stadium.
But you'd rather keep it where it is with the renovation.
Yes. Just for historic purposes.
Yes, historical, yeah.
Selfish historic purposes. That's the only reason why I would like to keep it where it would be at currently.
Yeah.
But as far as an investor, it makes more sense to move out.
Right. With the way the I'm sure folks didn't want the Chargers in Frisco to move, away from their legendary spots. But the new stadiums, though, man, it's hard to just. Yeah.
But the thing about it, it's going to be like it's a new stadium. They're going to gut it out again. You got to think it wasn't not too long ago that they gutted out before. Now, they always said it looks like a big old spaceship landed inside Soldier Field. That's what it looks like on the outside.
Okay.
But it wasn't that long ago. It was less than 20 years ago.
Okay.
Matter of fact, let me say, I'm trying to think. It might have been probably about 13 or 15 years ago. Was the last where they revamped it.
Okay.
So it's not like it's really that old. But, with everything, want more upgrades and more better, bigger, better, and more beautiful and lavish. Yeah. So you probably looking at people building new stadiums every 20 years.
Right. So is that the closest professional team that Kentucky represents is the Chicago squad?
No. You got Nashville, Tennessee with the Titans. Okay. You got the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts is probably the Colts and the Bengals are two closest for us. Because they're both about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes away.
Okay. I just want
both of them a bridge away.
Y'all kind of like because in Alaska, they look to us. That's the Seattle teams. You know what I'm saying? On TV, the Mariners come on TV, the Seahawks come on in Alaska. So that's why I was just. So I figure all the teams over there, they can. So I was just interested. Since y'all got a professional team, and it's a college place, known to be a college place, other than the Derby, which is monumental. Everybody knows how monumental the Kentucky Derby is. Everybody knows you gotta fly to go to the Derby just to parlay. So, and that's way over here. We know that.
You gotta come dressed to the nines when you come to Derby, baby.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last, let me see, I went probably about 5 years ago, and I did the whole shebang, all the events. I went to it. You know what I'm saying? Had a good time, enjoyed myself. Uh, I'm not a club guy. I don't really go out like
Okay.
do a lot of things like that. But normally around that time, I participate. I have people come in, family come in, cousins. We all get together. We get our tickets. Well, we get a table. Usually at whatever event, we get a table, and we do our thing. We just chill, enjoy. Us and our significant others, our ladies, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
We just parlay and just have a good time, man. And
So
and,
is
and
it,
look, I go out twice a year, brother. That's one of them.
so is that so it's as advertised? Then it's exactly how it's advertised. The luxury, the glamour, the ambiance of the Kentucky Derby, the preparation. You know how mellow the commentators are. You know what I'm saying? Is it fitted when you see it in person? It's just like that.
It's different, man.
Yeah.
It's really different. And what they say, the greatest 2.5 minutes of sports.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. The greatest 2.5 minutes of sport.
Right.
To see these big old creatures moving that fast and big as they are. These are big, strong animals, man. They're about, when you stand next to one, they're about 8 foot tall.
Right.
When they stand, I'm 6'3", right? So I'm still looking up at this horse.
Right.
These are beautiful creatures, man. They're beautiful.
Yes.
The coat's so shiny. They keep them clean. Man, I mean, again, I'm not a horse guy. I'm not a big horse fan. I don't know a lot about it, but I know some things just from, listening and paying attention and being around.
Now, is it open?
That are big horse fanatics and some of the OGs.
Right.
But I was able to got the opportunity to go to the backside, and it was one of those things. We worked the backside because we was volunteering, raise money for a organization I was dealing with at the time.
Right.
It was fun. Had fun, and then we got to see the horses and talk to some of the people who work with the horses, the trainers, and it was cool. It was a cool event for these kids, and they got the opportunity to touch some of the horses. I mean, the kids that wanted to touch them. That was cool. They kind of fed the horses. They threw the hay in there to them and the carrots and all that good stuff. So we got that opportunity to see these creatures, man. And they wasn't even the big of the big horses.
Right.
They was big. You know what I'm saying?
It was the back end.
Let me say this. There's a big difference from the Derby horses compared to your other regular horses.
Right.
You understand? I mean, horses that run a race, they're big horses, right? They're all big. They're all big, strong athletes.
Right.
But it's something about them Derby ones, man. Woo!
They just something
out of a horse. You see the leg just be, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. They look big on TV, I'm sure, but imagine seeing them things in person.
Right. Now, I just seen them on TV. They're huge, so I could just imagine in person they're probably humongous. But they're beautiful. The whole story about the owners and how they, you could just the elegance of it is just pretty dope. Because we got a place here called Emerald Downs. It's, of course, that they have horse racing too. Of course, it's nothing like that, but this has I asked that because just the ambiance here. You got to get dressed up. They have a lounge here, so that's why I asked that. Do they do it year round, or is that just? Do they have horse racing?
No. It's usually, of course, the Derby is a big thing, right? And that's usually the first weekend in May.
Oh,
but
okay.
We have night races here. You know what I'm saying? And it runs from usually around all the way up to October. Usually they kind of shut down as far as the horse racing thing.
Right, because it's cold.
Go from October all the way up to about April. As far as here in Kentucky, let me say that. Now, you have other cities and states and countries that they do horse racing. So another one like, Dubai. Dubai has a big race out there where they have a big a Derby qualifier. Arkansas is another one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
There's
yeah,
another
right.
state that they have one. You got the state of Florida. They have a Derby qualifier. You got some out west. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. What's you saying? Derbies are nice show horses. Yeah, I used to train horses. Kentucky. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So again, man, the opportunity to see them big old athletes up close, man, it's definitely an experience.
It's
It's
a
definitely,
part of Kentucky
and
for sure.
it could be a little scary, man.
Really?
Because horses are real scary animals anyway. They're scarce. Yeah. They're real shaky. So you can't be a lot of noise around them.
Right.
It can't be a lot of noise, a lot of commotion. They don't like that. They scare. They're startled easy. So you got to be kind of careful around them. So that's why we had some of the kids we had to leave behind and not take, because we know how they are. They you know, because some of the kids with special needs, right? And so any minute they could just go off anything.
Right.
They remind me of horses sometimes too. They kind of scary. They always just blurt out and just start yelling and screaming. And what do? You got a horse like around and you yelling, screaming. Now you starting a horse. The horse gonna panic, jump around, and now they have to try to control him. Now, fortunately for us, it never happened while we was there. But you know, they share stories with us where situations like it happened, where you know they would have kids be around them, startle them, and so it's crazy. But that's another thing is down in Kentucky Derby. If you look around the Kentucky Derby, they bought a lot of the houses around there. They don't want hardly any residents around. They don't want nobody residents household living around the Kentucky Derby. They're buying it part up.
To breed them, that's so they could breed them there and stuff.
No, not for that. Hotels. They building hotels down there.
Oh, so, for that specific time. Oh,
yes. They got 2 hotel plans right now that they're working on. So they're building hotels for the high rollers. So they could watch from their suite, their hotel room. They come out to the balcony and watch the whole Kentucky Derby. That's part of the plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
They doing that. They did it also for parking. And it kind of, you know, when you got residents, some residents, they just gonna keep their house area clean or uptight. So they want to kind of keep it clean because it's the world's gonna be watching this. You know, everybody's gonna be watching. So they clean all that up.
I bet they do make a killing.
And for Doran said they make a killing park. Yeah, she's right, because back in the days, before they cut like Central, because that's where it is. It's the street's called Central over there. I used to rent a cargo van, a 16-passenger cargo van, and had a magnet sign, and I used to give rides to people to their hotels. That's another reason why they building more hotels around at Kentucky Derby, just so they don't have to the high rollers don't have to go as far.
That makes
sense.
Get
off the small Bowman Airport and their private jets and private planes. They fly down. They go about 3 miles, and then they're at the Derby. Hotels right then and there. Really, the way these guys they gonna have it set up. They not even gonna have to come out of their room. I mean, not out of their room, the balcony. I don't know if you want to consider balcony out of the room, but only thing they have to do is come out to the balcony and watch.
Right, they got a nice little
perfect view right down in there. Yes,
with their small binoculars and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be like they in a basketball arena with great seats.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's another. I bet it brings a lot of money to y'all state and city around us. Because
when the C-19 hit, it really hurt them.
Yeah,
it missed them almost 2 seasons, because the first season they shut it down, right?
Right.
The next one they only had limited crowds.
Yeah, right. We're still
the only people who was there was was the horse owners, all the horse owners, the trainers, and the families. But nobody else in the stands.
Right.
They didn't even have workers there. They had valet parkers. They had some of the people work some of the concessions, and they only had half the place open because you didn't have enough. You probably only had about maybe 1,000 people there.
Right.
And all
y'all,
let's say 16 horses, the owners, their wives, and their extended family. That was it. That's all they had. So
because the Derby is kind of like a football game. It's a lot of pre-funking long before it starts. I'm sure the surrounding things and events that come before it even get to the main part. I'm sure there's like they probably have concert shows, all that, around the area. So yeah, that COVID probably not even probably. I'm sure it did a number on it. Yeah, because of all the surrounding events up to it, to the main. Yeah. But I just was asking because it's the first time that I know somebody that's actually a Kentucky. You're a native of Kentucky, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's actually, right there and seeing the Kentucky Derby, seeing the Kentucky teams that I've watched from TV and stuff like that. And I've always known Kentucky to be close to Ohio. I've had family in Kentucky and stuff like that too. That's probably still in Kentucky as well. So, and to know the surrounding professional teams that you guys go for in those areas is pretty dope too. Because you always wonder, like, who does they go for profession? It's since they don't got a professional team and they're known as a college state. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
We like I said, the normal teams they root for around here is the Colts, the Bengals. Of course, you have your Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and then you have your Dallas Cowboy fans usually. Right. And a lot of guys around here they starting to migrate over to Baltimore because of Lamar Jackson, because he played at U of L, and so a lot of them are rooting for him.
Oh, okay.
As far as Baltimore, so yeah, that's usually the local teams. The local pro teams that right here they cheer for, so which is cool. But it is what it is. I'm staying loyal to my team, the Bears. Even though we've been bad, we going 3-15 is nothing to brag about. We trash right now, but we got the first pick, and I'm hoping we make some good decisions.
Who you want for the first pick? Who? How many picks are there? Is one or just is it just this one? Or the important one is just this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you hoping that you guys would get? Because you guys got a young Ohio. I think he's from Ohio State. Is he from Ohio? I think my guy. Yeah. So you got a young Ohio State cat who could.
He started off at Georgia and he ended up at Ohio State.
He could end up like Jalen eventually. So.
I like Justin Fields. I really think he's a good quarterback. I was happy as hell when we got him in the draft. What I would like to see them do is there's 3 positions I really think they really need to address this draft, and I want them to see them do within the first 3 picks they got. First things first, I think we need offensive line help. I think we need defensive line help. As far as a good defensive end or a good tackle. I want to see that addressed in the first round.
Okay.
Defensive end or defensive tackle. So I like the Carter guy and I like the Anderson guy at end and tackle. So I like to see that. Offensive lineman I would like to see within the either the late first or second round.
Okay.
If we decide to trade down, I would like to see that. Also, I like to see a receiver. So those are 3 positions I want us to see: is a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, and a wide receiver.
Okay, so you would like more done on the offensive end than the defensive end. Would you like them to return back to the defensive juggernaut that they were? You on mute? Hank? You on mute?
What'd you say, big brother?
I said, would you like them rather to become the defensive juggernaut they were from when I came up in the 80s and early 90s, but 80s mainly, than opposed to just get their offensive back to today's standard?
Man, look, my team is built on the run, right?
Okay.
And so that's where we always been. We always been a good run first. Wasn't a lot of passing going on, especially in the winter time when it gets cold. It's hard to throw that ball, spin that ball in the winter, right?
Right.
So it's going to be kind of hard to do, but
Yes.
it is what it is. So we built on that. We are built on that. So we'll definitely see. Let me bring this brother up real fast before I shut it down. Big brother, what's happening? You stay in the dark, don't you, dog?
What's going on, Hank? I stay in this truck, dog. I stay in this truck. I live in my truck. So when
You
the
got
sun
it,
down,
dog.
it's dark in here. What's going on? I was just seeing what y'all had going on over here. I was just looking at the live
Grandpa
stream.
say-
I ain't never caught you live before yet. So I was
Right.
like, let me go
Well,
ahead and hop up here.
to break bread. But hey, since you up here on my show on a live Monday, I
What's
gotta
going
ask
on?
you, what's your guilty pleasure song, big brother? What's
My
that
what?
song you like to go to? You jam out, but you be embarrassed.
Oh,
if
the
somebody
song I like
heard
to
you
jam
listen
out to?
That you're embarrassed about, that nobody would think that you
That
would
you
like,
embarrassed. You don't want nobody to know you listen to it, but you listen to it anyway.
but you think it's the shit.
Love Gun.
Who's that by?
You know who Love Gun is by?
Love Gun?
Kiss.
Kiss?
Yeah.
Kiss. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. Okay, let me write that down.
Hey, I'm an old head. I'm 47. I don't know too much about the heavy rock, but you know,
Right,
Yeah,
he went
I'm
man.
heavy
old
when
rock
he went
guy.
to Kiss. Love Gun. I'm gonna check it
I
out.
got you. Hey, ain't nothing
Oh.
wrong with that. Rock
Yeah,
out, baby.
you about to end the show though?
Yeah, well, you got a couple minutes. What you got on the situation?
I thought y'all was talking about football up here right now. I
Oh,
really didn't
hey.
catch it. I tried to hit the link. As soon as I heard football, I was seeing what y'all had going on.
Hey, we talk about guys sport all the time, every time, baby.
Okay.
Posse,
Every
what's
time.
your squad, Posse?
So what you got on the football topic then, big brother?
Right, what you got?
Nothing much really, man. You know, my season ended with the season, and my Saints ain't really do nothing this year. You know, we had a horrible season, but I haven't really been looking at the college scouting reports or anything yet. So I really can't tell you what I'm looking for, but I know what my team needs. But other than that, I don't know no key fits for the picks we have though.
What do you think your team needs then, big brother? Because I know y'all need a
I can
quarterback.
tell you right now, quarterback, left guard, maybe a left guard, because I think the guy we got, even though he's under contract, he's injury prone. I think they should move on from him. I'm thinking they probably will move on from Michael Thomas this year. Try to trade for a fifth or something. So
They
we'll
might.
probably need more wide receiver depth. Maybe a weak side linebacker, and maybe another safety. That's our key needs, I think.
Hey, boy, you said some specific players, specific parts, baby. I
Oh
understand.
yeah. Look, when it comes to my Saints, I can tell you the full. I can almost tell you the full roster plus practice squad and picks and numbers and stuff. I really love football.
Practice squad. So you throwing the practice squad in there.
Right, he went to the practice
you got
squad.
to, because sometimes those guys make you or break you in the season.
Yeah. They on the special team. They might go on special teams too, right?
Yeah. But I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I'll catch you another time. Hank, I'm gonna set my notifications because my notifications wasn't set for you. But I'm gonna catch you next time for sure.
Hey, I'll be here next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, baby. Come on
So
through.
7 p.m. Eastern is when you run your show on Monday?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll make sure I'll be over here.
All right, tap in. We'll talk about them ragged ass Saints again.
Oh man, you can't do that. You can't do that. Hold on. Let me ask you this. What you rocking over there? You talking about my Saints like that? What team you rock?
I like the Birds, man. So I can't say shit.
Oh man, look, let me go ahead and click this. Let me go ahead and click this link, man. Let me go ahead and click this link and get out of here. I don't need to be association with trash. I'm gonna catch y'all later.
I know that's right, dog. I know that's right. Oh man, good shit. Hey Ray, I appreciate you coming up, man, breaking bread with me tonight, man.
Thanks for having me.
So definitely tap in, man, next week, man. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have my show Wednesday because again, my son has a basketball game. It's postseason. So we trying to take it all the way to state. And
how's he doing?
And part of that, we got to win tomorrow, and so we can continue on. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll hope
keep us updated on that.
And thank you again, Ray, for coming through.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, for sure. Thank you for coming through, breaking bread with me, brother.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
catch you on the next one. Right on.
Yes, sir. I'll be back.
All right. Guys, man, it was another fun night, man, in the basement, man, talking sports, shooting the shit, having a good time. Man, I love it. I love it, man. My man, Piper Lunker, thanks for coming up. I know you stay in that truck. You gotta get that money, work, get on that road, do your thing, get your bread, dog. I don't blame you. But hey, come next time, 7 o'clock, man. Come break bread a little bit early, man. We'll chop it up, talk about the Saints and what they need and what they need to do to get where they need to go to get back into the playoff hunt. Because guess what? The NFC South is wide open, baby. Tampa's hurting right now. They ain't got no quarterback. Tom Brady ain't there to bail them out no more, save them. The NFC South is wide open. It's anybody's league right there. So, hey, y'all got a chance. If y'all got the right coach, and I think that's really what y'all need for sure. Y'all really need a quarterback. Jameis is not the guy. Andy Dalton's not the guy. Y'all need a quarterback. So hopefully y'all can get that in the draft or maybe in the free agency market. Maybe make a trade for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if he's a big fan on the boot, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with throwing a little money his way. See what happens. Maybe Derek Carr. I don't know. But we could definitely talk about that again next week. As far as the NBA All-Star game, I thought it was trash. Wasn't a fan of it, didn't like it. I hate to see LeBron got hurt. Hopefully he's able to recover. And I know my man Giannis, so congratulations to Giannis and his team. They end up winning the All-Star game. And I think Jason Tatum was the MVP, so congratulations to him. Congratulate that young white dude, McCollum. I remember when he played at Georgetown. I don't know where he ended up transferring to after Georgetown, but I remember watching him at Georgetown playing for a couple years down there. So congratulations to him on winning the dunk contest. XFL again about them. They remind me of Arena Football League team. That's what they remind me of outside Arena Football. It's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It's interesting. Will I be falling like that? Probably not. But hey, with no football right now, and I need my fix, they gonna get my views. So the college basketball season is starting to heat up for me now that all the other sports are done and over with. So I will definitely be partaking and talk a little bit more about the college game because guess what? It is February, and guess what? Next March. So we got to start talking about March Madness, baby. We got to start talking about possibly filling out the brackets and winning the title. So, guys, hey, I appreciate you coming. Hey, guys, let me know. Let me know if you guys want to do a bracket challenge. Let me know, and I'll get it together. I will get it together. We could probably put a little money on it if you want to. Now we don't have to put no money. We can just do it for free, just for bragging purposes. We could do that too. Hey, let me know. We'll talk more about it next week. We'll come up with some type of ideas and we'll collaborate and we'll break bread and talk about it. But if y'all definitely want me to possibly get together and do a March Madness bracket challenge, we can do that. I can always go on CBS and set it up. So I'll do that for the basement dwellers and all the brothers and sisters who want to participate. I'm more than welcome. Just let me know. Just send me your email and I'll get that thing going. But again, we'll talk more in detail as it gets as the time draws near. But y'all guys don't let me forget. You know I'm old, so don't let me forget. But again, thanks guys for coming, man. I appreciate you guys. Keep rocking out with me, and man, I'm gonna keep on bringing great content and getting this thing even better and better every year. So thanks guys for coming, and man, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week in the basement.